Good morning, world. You are watching Wilco WPHA TV. Wait, because my cameraman's not here, so I don't even know if I'm looking at the right camera.
Which camera you want to look into?
Am I? This one must.
You here? I'm here.
Okay, you there, I'm here. Camera.
Which one you want me looking?
Camera A. I'm camera B. This one to your right.
That's me?
Mm-hmm, that's
Okay.
you. Okay. Good morning, world. This is... wait a minute. Because I normally say Jaja Hollywood. Good morning, world. This is Asia Jenkins, and we are here from Wilco WPHA TV, and we are here today with one of our special guests, Mr. Seth Williams.
Good morning, how are you?
Good morning to you. How are you, sir?
Couldn't be better.
Oh, I know you couldn't. How was your weekend?
I had an excellent weekend. Worked very hard, tried to meet as many voters as possible.
Mm-hmm.
We had a tailgate party yesterday for volunteers and campaign staff at the Eagles game.
Okay.
So Penn State won, the Eagles won, so I'm having a good time.
I know you are. Now, go Eagles. Now, let's see. Tell us about Mr. Williams. Tell us who you are.
All right. Well, again, my name is Seth Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the proud father of 3 beautiful daughters, Alicia, Taylor, and Hope.
Wow.
I grew up in West Philadelphia.
Okay.
I grew up on Cobbs Creek Parkway between Catherine and Webster.
Okay, I know what
I
it is.
attended St. Carthage at 63rd and Cedar.
Okay.
I went to Central High School.
Oh, Central. Okay.
Like many people, I had to catch the 46 bus,
And
the L, Broad Street
subway.
subway every day to go to school.
Okay.
I then went to Penn State.
Okay.
And when I was at Penn State, I was the president of the Black Caucus. I was the president of the whole student government at Penn State.
Okay.
I then went to Georgetown Law School.
Oh, Georgetown.
And I came back to Philadelphia to serve the victims of crime.
Wow.
And to make sure that the system was fair for both the defendants and victims.
Okay.
And I worked as an assistant district attorney for 10.5 years.
Okay.
During that time, I was the president also of the Overbrook Park Civic Association for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Which is in West Philadelphia.
Okay.
Trying to improve the quality of life for everybody in our neighborhood. Making it safe, making it clean, getting rid of graffiti, having good programs for kids, advocating for the neighborhood.
Wow.
I was also in charge of the parish council at my church, St. Carthage.
Okay.
It's now St. Cyprian. We merged with the other closest Catholic church, which was called Transfiguration.
Oh, okay.
It was at 56 and Cedar.
All right.
For 10 years, I was in charge of the carnival. And other than my daughters, I think the thing I'm most proud of in my life was that carnival.
Oh, wow.
Now, for years, a priest said we couldn't have a carnival, that somebody gets shot. This is West Philly.
Wow.
But I organized it. I was in charge of everything from the little ladies who fried the chicken to the people that sold the tickets to make sure we had the rides, advertising it, and kids from all over West Philadelphia were able to come, have a good time, and enjoy themselves and have a carnival.
Okay.
You know, because everybody can't afford going to Disney World or even going to Great Adventure.
Okay.
But it was important to have something positive in the neighborhood that kids could look forward to every year. Okay. And it brought the church together. People that worked at the church, went to church, would come together and work on the carnival.
Okay.
It raised a lot of money for the church. It was the biggest fundraiser.
Wow.
So it was just it was a win-win for everybody.
Okay, now.
So I'm really proud of that.
So you still have that going on?
No, the company that we used, they just stopped. I mean, the economy got to the point where they didn't think they were making enough money.
Oh, wow.
Because I wanted to make sure there was one price.
Okay.
You paid your $10 and you could ride all the rides, as opposed to $1 for every ride.
Oh, okay.
And it made it economical for the neighborhood, but not maybe a
people.
profit for the people running the machines. So they decided not to, and we had another company, and me running for district attorney again, it was going to be too much for me to be in charge of everything.
Yes.
So hopefully we'll be able to start it again.
Well, we will start it again. I hope you start it again. Because our communities, and not just West Philadelphia, but all around the city of Philadelphia, needs those type of things. And speaking of a carnival, I was just speaking with my PR about the Soul Circus coming in Philadelphia. I think they might have had problems last year. I'm not sure. But I know that type of event is always a good place for people to just get a good laugh, have a little fun, and just enjoy life.
Right. Like you said, there's so much negativity. We have to expose our children to as many positive things as possible. as many wholesome things as possible, so they can enjoy being a child.
Yes.
The rest of their life to be an adult.
Yes.
And you know, a lot of adults come to carnivals and have a good time also.
A lot of adults are the carnival. No, I'm just kidding.
That's every day though.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. Let's talk about the crime that's going on. This show is called Where's the Love in the City of Brotherly Love, and what we want to do is just highlight the love and the good things, because there's so many bad things going on. Like, let's find somewhere where we can come up to a place where we can just feel the love.
Right.
And we want to make sure that we have the love to give, because it starts at home. If you don't love yourself, you can't love outside. You know.
Well, first let me say there are many people that do the right thing in Philadelphia.
Yes, sir.
The majority of people are hardworking folks.
Yes.
And no matter where I go in the city, because I've been all over the city. Once as a native Philadelphian, I've been everywhere.
Yes.
But also as a candidate, I've been to every neighborhood from the Eastwick in the far southwest to the neighborhoods almost touching Bucks County, way up in the northeast.
Okay.
No matter who you are, if you're black, you're white, you're Hispanic, you're Asian, everybody wants the same thing. Everybody wants a good job. Everybody wants to come home to their family and be safe.
Really, we do.
So that's what I've come to know. And most people try to work to that, but there are people that don't. There are people that either because of the economy or because of the lacking education or just making the bad decisions do the wrong thing. And I want to be the district attorney to make sure that the system is fair for everyone. That's what everybody wants, just a fair system. But we have to make sure that the people that are hurting each other don't. And then we also take the ability for some people to hurt people. We take that away from them. Philadelphia leads the nation in the rate of homicides caused by handguns.
Wow.
As of Friday, there have been 234 homicides. About 1,188 people have been shot. So we would have many more homicides if it wasn't for the great trauma centers we have in Philadelphia, at Temple and at Penn. So I want to do all that I can to get those guns off the street.
Yes.
We have to have a two-pronged attack at those guns.
Okay.
Both the supply and the demand.
And demand. Yes.
We got to go after the people that make a profit off of the bloodshed. Because there are people that make money off of the guns.
That's right.
Off the crime.
Yes.
So I want to go after those people aggressively.
Okay.
I also want to reduce the demand. We have to do all that we can proactively to help the young men who are hurting each other to know that there's a better way.
Okay.
That you can talk it out, not just chalk it out or spark it out.
That's right.
Am I right?
Yes, yes, sir.
We have to let them know that there are alternative means to dispute resolution. Fancy term to, there's other things we can do other than shooting somebody because they stepped on your sneaks or they fouled you real hard on the playground.
Communications.
Communication.
I believe, me personally, because I work with young youth. I have a nonprofit called 360 Degrees of Support, and what we do is we find things for our young youth to do, because it's not even just a black man. Now, let me ask you before I go into that: is the rate? How does it even out? Are there more men that are killing each other, or are these men and women?
The number one cause of death for black men in Philadelphia under 35 is homicide.
Wow.
So, you know, and if we were to draw a Venn diagram, that's like the circles, those most likely to be shot and those most likely to do the shooting, the intersection and the union of those two circles is almost like 90%.
Oh my
so
God.
we know who's most at risk. It's African American men, Hispanic men, and poor white men between the ages of about 17 and 20. You know, those are people most critical that we have to address. So I want to do all that I can to help them, to prevent crime. It's more important to your family that you're not shot.
That's right.
Not that you're shot and the DA's office handles the case well.
That's
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So it makes sense for the district attorney of the 21st century to work about preventing crime.
Okay.
You know, I know that the number one crime prevention tool is a high school diploma. So now, as a DA, I can't be the school district, I can't be DHS or even the rec department.
That's right.
But I can do all that I can to support them.
Okay.
I can do all that I can to work with principals and teachers and concerned parents to reduce truancy.
Okay.
50% of all students in the public school system in Philadelphia that are in high school drop out.
Wow. 50.
Right. And we know that the number one thing people have in common that get arrested in Philadelphia is that they didn't finish high school. So we have to do all that we can to keep young people in school. That makes sense. That will reduce crime. We have to find things that kids like so they'll stay in school.
Exactly.
If it's playing basketball, or if it's being in the jazz ensemble, or doing double dutch, whatever it is, we can get them to stay in school so they can get the reading and the math and the science along the way. That's what we have to do. So I recognize as a district attorney, I have to understand the connection between economic development, education, public health, and law enforcement. To be an advocate for any one of those, you'd be an advocate for all four. So what do I mean? I know as a DA, I have to advocate for the dredging of the Delaware. What does that mean? Digging the Delaware deeper, so more longshoremen can get jobs.
Exactly.
If more longshoremen can get jobs, those are like non-skilled jobs where you like throw big bags of rice in the bottom of a boat. The more men that can get that job, that's fewer guys at 52nd and Florence trying to rob folks.
Exactly.
As a DA, I have to understand the connection between those two things. I have to understand the connection to drug addiction and public health. We have to treat drug addiction as a public health problem. You just can't lock up everybody as a drug addict. Because what? They'll spend 90 days in jail and come out still a drug addict.
Exactly.
And maybe they're going to be a drug addict and a violent person now.
Yes, and now a criminal.
Exactly. And, once you have a felony conviction, you can't get a job. That's like an economic death sentence. So we have to do all that we can to have pre-entry programs so that people don't get a conviction. So they get the resources they need. And I want to start a program here in Philadelphia that the District Attorney of San Francisco has created. It's called Back on Track. That gives the young folks who've been arrested for the first time, they're nonviolent, the drug and alcohol treatment they need. They'll do community service. They'll learn literacy skills, learn how to read. And they'll learn a skill, learn to be a carpenter, learn to be a brick mason, learn how to fix cars. And if they complete that, then they have no record.
Well, we are here at Wilco WTHA-TV, and we'll be right back after these messages. We're going to take a break. Now, hello world, we are back at Where's the Love in the City of Brotherly Love. You're watching Wilco WPHA-TV, and we are here with our special guest, Mr. Seth Williams.
How are you, Agent?
I'm fine, and yourself?
Outstanding.
All right. Let's get into our crime. Why are our children doing these crimes? What time are these crimes happening? Like, what is going on?
Well, the majority of crimes committed by youth between 10 and 18 are committed between 3 p.m. and 6 p.m.
Wow.
The very time when kids are out of school, and often they're not supervised because either mom or grandmom or dad aren't home yet. And the kids are kind of doing their own thing. So that's the very time that we need to have recreation centers, we need to have the beacon programs, the after-school programs, to give children something positive to do, and it'll keep them out of trouble. So again, as a district attorney, I can't make that happen necessarily. I'm not in charge of it, but I can advocate why it has to continue. I can try to do some things with funding that we have from the DA's office. I can ask people who own things. My good friend Jeff Brown owns 12 ShopRights. Ask him to help fund some things. But we have to show where the need is. And I know that because my father, he worked at he was a school teacher at Salisbury Junior High School.
Salisbury, my niece went there.
He worked
at. Tear it down?
No, it's still there.
Which school was that was torn down off of 58th, right before Market?
Well, Salisbury's at 48th and Fairmount. So he worked there from 1952 till 1985. Every night he worked at a recreation center. He worked at Cobbs Creek Recreation Center at 63rd and Spruce. I haven't played there. I played for the Cobbs Creek Comets. I was a point guard.
Did y'all win?
We won the city championships twice. There was a couple years when we didn't win a championship. We tried hard,
That's how
but we had the best uniforms.
I bet you
That's what attracts kids. Kids want to be a part of something.
Exactly.
You either want to be a part of the Moon Gang,
that was.
but if you can give them the best uniforms to be on the Cobbs Creek Comets, that attracts kids. Give them something positive to do with your time, like we're talking. My father ran a day camp every summer. But my story, personal story, my own testimony, the reason why I want to give a second chance, people see me wearing a suit, they say, oh, he must be some rich guy. But I didn't start that way.
That's right.
I was given up for adoption. I don't even know who my biological parents were. And I lived in an orphanage. I lived in 2 foster homes. So I know that I could have, like many people who live in the Philadelphia Housing Authority properties, I grew up in foster care. I knew I could have been anywhere.
That's right.
But God had something better in store for me, and I was adopted by Rufus and Imelda Williams. My father was named for uncle of his name, Rufus, that was a runaway slave.
Wow.
So I know I could have been anywhere. But this great family adopted me and gave me everything a kid could ever want. So I want to work hard to give a lot of other people a second chance.
That's right.
I want people to know if you use a gun, you're done. I'm going to do all that I can to make sure you receive justice and that we have a special place for you. But people that are nonviolent, that might be good people that had a bad day and not bad people, we'll give them a second chance and be willing to work with them through Back on Track or through other programs. We have to have no tolerance for people that hurt people with guns.
No, exactly. Absolutely. No tolerance. Is there, now if we wanted to contact you,
sure,
how would we reach you? Like I would actually like to have our listeners call, our viewers call in to actually, if they would like to volunteer their business, or if they have time, is there any way that they can contact you?
People that have access to the computers can go to votesethwilliams.com and sign up there. We have an office at Germantown and Mount Pleasant.
Oh, near me.
People can go to Germantown and Mount Pleasant and volunteer. Our office is open there from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day.
Okay.
People can call 1-888-SETH-4DA. That's 1-888-SETH, the number 4DA.
Okay.
And they can call that hotline.
Okay.
And we'll get back to them.
Okay.
But the thing is, people make a big issue that I'll be the first African-American district attorney in the history of Pennsylvania. And that's great, and I'll do the best I can with that, like President Obama is doing.
Yes.
But what's more important is that we've had 234 homicides. Those are numbers that are more important. 1,188 people have been shot in Philadelphia. But the number one cause of death for black men in Philadelphia is homicide. So to me, those numbers are more important than that I'll be the first.
Yes, sir.
But we'll have to work together.
Yes.
It's not going to be just magical poof. Once I'm the DA, everybody be loving each other in Philadelphia.
Like the Obama situation.
Right. It's not going to happen. I recognize that. But I think my perspective of growing up in West Philly, catching the 46 bus every day, that my perspective on the city and the criminal justice system is more similar to those that often find themselves as defendants, to those that often find themselves as victims.
The victims.
And we're not just going to try to warehouse people, right?
Yes.
We have to make sure we have the right people in prison.
Yes.
We have to make sure that everybody gets treated with respect.
That's right.
No matter who they are, no matter what color. I want to make sure that the justice system is the same if you're at Germantown and Erie, or if you're at Germantown and Rex up in Chestnut Hill. It's nice up there.
I know.
We have to make sure that the same standards of justice are used. If you're the victim or the defendant, that the system be fair. And that's what everybody wants.
Yes, sir. Well, we want Seth Williams. Do not forget, he is our #1 candidate. He left you his information. You know, there's so many things that you'll be hearing from Seth. We'll have him coming back, and he'll be giving you a lot of information and keep you abrupt to what's going on in the minds of our young youth, and not just our young youth, but just our people in general. We want to work together, because if we don't stick together, we fall apart. You know,
people have to know they have to vote.
You have to
November
vote.
3rd.
You have to vote.
Too many people fought
3rd.
and died for the right to vote for only 10% of us to come out and vote now. So I want people to go and vote. I hope they vote for me. What's more important is that they get out and that they vote.
Yes.
And I feel confident if people go to vote, I'll definitely win.
Okay.
But I need people to get out and vote, exercise their right to vote, tell their neighbors that who the DA is matters, because the DA determines who gets arrested, who gets a search warrant, who gets a death penalty, who doesn't. That's why it's important who the DA is.
Okay. And that's Mr. Seth Williams. So, on that note, all of our listeners out there know that love is the key to life. Love, live, life. That's my motto. The 3 L's. Love, live, life. And just enjoy it. And if you can, just show love to anyone. If someone needs help across the street, I mean, do things out of the ordinary.
It's the little things.
You know, those things make just a big difference in the city of Philadelphia.
Pass love forward.
Yes, yes, yes. So,
thank you very much, Asia.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Pleasure. And we will see you soon. Broadcasting live from Wilco WPHA TV. Don't forget to vote Seth Williams. Is there a level that they need to, or they're just going to see?
119.
Number 119.
Or just pull the big Democratic button.
The big Democratic button. Okay? Thank you guys for listening, watching, viewing, and we will see you soon.
How are you? This is Seth Williams, the next District Attorney in Philadelphia. You're watching Wilco, WPHA TV. How are you? This is Seth Williams, the next District Attorney in Philadelphia. You're watching Wilco, WPHA TV.